G'day, my name's John Barry. I'm going to show how using 2025 version of Premiere Pro while having the 2026 version of Premiere Pro installed on your machine plays into the way that you want to utilize the new Frame.io V4 panel. Now, to be fair, there was a Frame V4 panel that was released as an extension. Now, I've not got it installed. I'll show you where it is. This is no longer where you want to go and look for things. You really don't want to do this. So let me just check in here. Let's look for it. Frame. And okay, Frame.io V4 comments. This you don't want. This is definitely not the experience that you want. So if you have this, please uninstall it. If you want to know where you go to uninstall these things, you go to the Creative Cloud Desktop app. And inside of there, you've got access to the Exchange, which I just went to through the link inside of the Workspaces menu inside of Premiere Pro. But you can access it through the Creative Cloud Desktop as well, and then go in and remove them. So where you go and do that is inside of the stock and marketplace. It is under the plugins. Let me just skip that tour. In the plugins, and then you can see manage plugins, and this is where you go to clean them out. So I can see here, this is actually installed somewhere. You can see there's some other ones in here as well. And then this is where I would go in and uninstall. So let's go back into Premiere Pro and we'll go into Frame.io V4. If you went to Legacy, it won't work at all if you have a V4 account. So you must go to V4. This is the user interface that you should be looking at. I'm just going to make this full screen. We hit Get Started. It will push you to your default browser. Okay, there we go. And this is where it should then say Open Premiere Pro 2025. Should be working like that. Okay, the authentication through 2025 has been pushed through. And then one of the things that I've been hearing about is a challenge in trying to get media to show the, let's try this, show the markers, right? The marker workflow has definitely changed, that is for sure. So I'm just going to clean this up. So that's all good. So what I might do is put in here, remove black. Actually, this is the name, so we don't put it in there, we put it in the comments now. This is something to be very conscious of. And I want to give that some duration. So I'll make that like so. And then I'll do the same in here. Let's make that bigger. And then add this into the comments, remove black. Okay, cool. Right, when you go into the sequences sub tab and you hit plus, this is where you choose where it's going to go. So let's just make this quite a bit bigger here. Where is it going to go? And this is where you set your locations. So based on the current project that I'm in, maybe I do go back up. So let's go out, let's go to browse. There are a lot more locations. Thank you very much. There's a lot more locations of where I can go. Now you can see here, this UI is based on the very low res screen that I've got going right now. I'm just going to make this full screen. You can see here the way that I can get in. I've got a lot of different places where I can be. Actually, I might put it into my other one. So that's one of my demo accounts. All right, demo time. And then in here, I'll create a review and approval. That'll do. Right, this is where I want it to go, review and approval. Okay, looks like I've already got one in here. So now when I go to the sequences section, the current sequence that is open will be the one that gets put into there. So review and approval. select, happy to name it the same, save a local copy, upload those markers. I don't want to save that copy. I'm just going to remove it completely. And I want to use a match source low bitrate. Sequence in and out the entire sequence. Okay, good. Right, all those settings are set up and ready to go. So now the export process will happen in the background. You can see that it's doing its thing. And then when this is finished, we want to be able to see where it is and then make adjustments and simulate someone else working on this. So you can see here I've got a list of the recent things that we've done. There were two comments markers that I put in here. We can see that it's sitting in here like so. I'm actually going to right click and go to the asset URL. Then I want to paste it into here. Okay, so this is where I've got it. You can see it's got my name. Because I didn't have a user ID in at all, it's given me this gobbledygook name. So in here, I've got these two things. I can give those a tick and a tick. And then I want to also add in here another note, make the W to make it black and white, and just make this guy black and white. Okay, go back, send it, go back over to Premiere, and see there's a third item in here. So when I go to look at this, I can see my notes in here. I've got the black and white one, and notice when I look at this, this is the way that this works now. So when I'm in here, I can see it's jumped to the different things. I've got make black and white. You can see if I hover over the top, it says make black and white. The markers information will also be updated too. So here, make black and white, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is super useful, being able to actually have it just auto sync in there like that. So now when I export this out and I make the change, I will use the effects icon, black. It's not a preset there. Just make it black and white. And then export this out. So this is the new way to do the exports. You can see that I'm looking at the content. I can then export another version and add it to the stack. I don't want to upload new markers and all of that. It's remembering my last set of settings, hit export, and away we go. What I would recommend doing these sorts of workflows is that when you send stuff over like this, you actually create an iterative duplicate of the working sequence. So then that way you can go back if you need to. What I've done here is I've made the change inside the same version of the working sequence, which means now I don't have a history of being able to go back to a previous sequence where the changes were based on the V1 that I sent out. Okay. So let's take a look here. We've got the versions are going up. Let's just see how this is going. Just go back into here. We'll go back to sequences and we'll see if it's finished. Okay, so it has finished doing its version. We'll go back to the version here. Count pussycat. I'm going to refresh this page, which should give me the black and white version of the first clip, and then there we go, and then none of the comments are sitting in there. So this is how you would take advantage of how this works. And you must make sure that in Premiere you are using the Frame.io v4. If you have access to that extension that I highlighted before, you need to delete it. It just needs to be gone. It shouldn't be part of your your experience at all. So go and uninstall that. You may also need to make sure that you are using the correct version of Premiere Pro 2025. This is the latest long-term supported version, 25.6.5, build number 4. I am on Windows. This should all work the same on Mac. And so I'll leave you with that. Happy editing.